Hello again. This is going to be my second video in teaching the primary and secondary chords in all keys. So this is number 2 out of 12. Today we're going to do the key of G. If I put my hand in the G position, which means I have G, A, B, C, D, G is called the 1 chord. My 4th finger is on C, and that's called the C chord, the 4 chord. My 5th finger is on D, so it's going to be called the 5 chord, and it's a D chord. Now, like before in the key of C, the only one of these 3 chords that I'm playing in root position, which means that the name of the chord is the bottom note, is the G chord. And I'm playing G, B, and D with my 1, my 3, and my 5. Now, if I was going to do a root position D chord, it would be, and notice I have a block note with my middle finger, it would be like this. And if I was going to do a root position C chord, my thumb would be on the C. But what I'm doing instead is playing the first inversion of the D chord, which if I do this, to invert it means to turn it upside down. I can play this D an octave higher. I've got the same 3 notes, they're just in a different order, but this is called a D chord first inversion. And if I move it down 1, and when I move down I can't play this F because that's not part of this key, F sharp is. So my thumb has to come here. Alright, so I come over and they're all just 3 white notes, and it's the first inversion of a C chord. Alright? So it's like it was before. I'm doing those an octave lower. The G chord, and I'm going to count to 4. G, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. Then just play your 2 and your 4. They're right on the notes. Your left hand will make up the rest of the G chord. Alright, so I'm going to do it again. G, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. Alright, that's my right hand. And the other hand is going to be in the G position. And like before, if you watch the video on the chords in C, I'm not playing the middle note with my left hand. Otherwise, my fingers are moving the exact same way, except for the final chord when I come back to G. Alright, so I'm going to play just these 2 notes. Reach out with my pinky to the black note. Move over. Don't play the F because that's not in this key. Then come back to the first position, which was G again. Alright, so G, 2, 3, 4. D, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, and back to G, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so if I do both hands, G, 2, 3, reach out to 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Good. And a good way, like if you've never played scales with the correct fingerings, a good way to understand what we're doing here is if you put your 2 4th fingers on G's an octave apart from each other. So this 4th finger is going to be on this G, and then my other fingers are just right on the notes, and this 4th finger is going to be on this G, And I do have to play F sharp. I can't play F because that's not in the key of G. So I'm going to be playing that note. And then if you're not going to play your pinkies, but just walk from one to the next. That's the complete G scale. And so G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay? Now, when I'm playing it, the chord positions, I'm in what's called the G position, because both hands have a G, A, B, C, D. All right? Good. In the last video, we talked about passing tones, and it's still okay to play the notes in between the chord tones if you're going to improvise. All right, so then the secondary chords in the key of G. The secondary chords in the key of G are the A minor, the 2 chord, the B minor, which is the 3 chord, and the E minor, which is the 6 chord. And it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so and in music theory, we use Roman numerals. So, it looks like a capital I for the 1, and a capital IV for the 4, and a V for the 5 chord. All right, so now, like before, the only one, and by the way, I'm playing these in the order of, I will play the E minor chord first, which is the 6 chord, and that's the only one in root position where my thumb's on E. All right? Then, B minor is the 3 chord, and my 2 has to play F sharp. So I'm going to reach out with my thumb. The notes are D, F sharp, B, and then I'm going to play the 2 chord, which is A minor, and those are all just 3 white notes. I just move over one, and it's C, E, and A. That's the A minor chord. And then I'm going to come back to the 5 chord. Well, these 2 fingers are already there. I'm just going to bring my thumb back up and play a D chord, which is the 5 chord root position. All right, so when I put them with the left hand also, like before, I'm in the E minor position, both hands. And the E minor position actually has an F sharp, but we're only playing those 2 notes, your 5 and your 1. Then you're reaching out 1 to D, then you're moving down 1 to A minor, and then you come back and you're going to play the D chord, which is this. All right, so one more time. It does E minor, B minor first inversion, A minor first inversion, bring your pinky back, and it's the 5 chord D, which would take you back to the major chords. All right, so if I do both hands, I've got them, both hands have E, F sharp, G, A, B. Okay, so I'm going to count to 4 and go E minor, 2, 3, 4, B minor, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, back to D, 2, 3, 4. And the minors, like the majors, if you improvise, you may play the notes in between the chords. All right, so if I do both of them back to back, it goes G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, back to G, 2, 3, E minor, 2, 3, 4, B minor, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, bring your bottom note, so it's a D chord, all right, and that could take you back to G again. And once again, the reason to learn the chords like this is to learn to make music with them. There are just so many well-known pieces of music, either popular songs or just instrumental music, that use these exact same chords. And so the idea is to get comfortable so that you can play them with feeling and intent. In other words, make it sound like music. That's the idea. And so if I'm going to, improvise, first I will just use the exact notes that my fingers are playing. I will not use passing tones. But I can still go E minor. Then, like if you want to make it fancier, play the notes in between. In other words, I can go that is, I think, going to end it on the primary and secondary chords in the key of G. In the next video, I will do, once again, I'm going around what's called the circle of fifths, and if I'm in the G position and just count up to my little finger, G, A, B, C, D, it'll be D. And whenever we go from one key to the next around the circle of fifths, you always keep whatever sharp there was before, and your new sharp, and in the case of D, there's two sharps instead of one. Your new sharp will be the next to last note. In other words, if I put my two fourth fingers on D like I was doing in G, the next to the last note is this one, because before I come back to D. And so then I have F sharp and C sharp. Okay, and then I would start out with my fingers in the D 5-finger position, but we'll wait for the next video for that one. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this is helping you get so that you understand how the chords work, on the keyboard, and that you can get free with them. and it's called, when you play chord patterns and you're familiar with what fingers you're playing, then it's called jamming on the chords. When you jam on the chords, you play them your way. And there is no right or wrong as long as you keep some sort of a pulse. How you play it would be probably different than the way I do, because, everyone is unique, and what you feel and how you touch it and all that sort of thing, you will do it your own way, and that's good. So anyway, hope to see you again for the D primary and secondary chords in the next video. Bye-bye.